YouTube, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. We are here for today's episode at the Bettors Edge. We are going to the Big Ten. We have the Super Bowl coming up, guys, in a week and a half. But before we get into previews and all that, we're going to break down some college basketball games. As I mentioned, we're going to the Big Ten. We have Nebraska, 20-0, number one in the Big Ten, number 5 ranked team in the country on the road in Ann Arbor, going up against the 18-1 Michigan Wolverines. This is a very interesting battle, guys. This game is easy to understand as far as a stylistic terms are concerned. Michigan loves to get up and down the court. They're one of the fastest teams in regards to pace in the entire country. This is the reason why, one of the reasons why, this team blows teams out of the gym. We all remember that spurt earlier this season, 3 consecutive games in tournament play, winning by 35, 40, 45 points, and had 10 straight victories of 10 points or more. This team is capable of blowing teams out of the gym, which is why right now this line is sitting at Michigan minus 11.5. However, the antithesis to that and what we're seeing from the opposition right now, not only with what we're going to see in Nebraska tonight, but we've been seeing really for the better part of the last couple of weeks, is teams want to slow the pace down against this Michigan team. They know if they're going to get in a battle up and down the court, they're going to get blown out of the gym just like those teams earlier in this season did. But teams are now slowing the pace down considerably, and that plays into Nebraska's favor. Nebraska is the 220th ranked team in the country in regards to pace. I don't think there's been a team this season, I could be mistaken, that has shot over 50% from the floor against Nebraska. Michigan, as a team, on average, averages 50.9% shooting from the floor. Because this game, more than likely, at least when Nebraska has the ball, is going to be at a slow pace. They're going to reduce the number of possessions. In order for Michigan to cover this number, they're going to have to shoot the ball well. They are at home, so that's going to give them a little bit of an advantage. They're not going to be in a raucous environment that's against their players. If they're not able to shoot somewhere between 48 and 52% or better, it's going to be very challenging for them to cover 11.5 points in this game. What we've been seeing, as I mentioned, from teams like Penn State, like Nebraska, like Wisconsin, like we're going to see from Nebraska tonight, is these teams really want to slow Michigan down. And Nebraska is going to be able to do that. The question is Michigan going to be able to shoot the ball well enough? This is not a team that shoots very well from the free throw line. They get to the line a decent bit, but they're not great shooting from the free throw line, and they're not also great shooting from the three-point line. So if they're not getting buckets, 2-point buckets, it's going to be very challenging for this Michigan team to cover 11.5 points. However, this is the biggest game of the season up until this point, without question, for this young Nebraska team. They could be missing their true freshman player. He's been hurt. He missed the last game. He's questionable for tonight. If Nebraska wants to be competitive in this game, they're going to have an offensive performance that's going to keep them within this number. Defensively, Michigan is going to allow them to get some good looks. However, ultimately, like I said, what this game is going to boil down to is this Nebraska's defense against this Michigan offense. I think a lot of people are looking at this number and they're thinking this is an undefeated Nebraska team. They're one of the best teams in the country, all of which is true. And you're giving me 11.5 points? Give me the points. I think this game is going to be tight. That's what the majority of the people are thinking as it pertains to this game. But when you're going up against this Michigan team, as I mentioned, this team is fully capable of blowing the doors off of any team in the country. We saw it against San Diego State earlier this season. We saw it against Gonzaga. We've seen it time and time again. This team can win by 30, 40 plus easily. And I'm not necessarily saying they can win by 30 or 40 plus tonight. But when you're talking about covering 11.5, if there's a team that can do it, it's this Michigan Wolverines team. With all of that said, at home, in probably the biggest conference game to date in the Big Ten this season, give me the Michigan Wolverines minus 11.5 points to run Nebraska out of the gym and win this game clearly by double digits and cover the number. This, in my opinion, Michigan team is the best team in the country. They're on a little bit of a downturn against the spread, probably over the last 7 or 8 games. With all of that said, give me Dusty May and this Michigan Wolverines team to blow Nebraska out of the gym and win this game by roughly 15 points or so tonight. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with a little bit of a Super Bowl preview for you guys.